Hello students, this module is the Communications Technology module. I just want to point out a few things to you. Whenever you're looking at it, you've got to look at the signal of flow of communications, which is coming from the source to the end. This is just one-way communications as shown here. You start out by speech, and then it gets converted into electronic signal. It's processed and transmitted through some means. Generally through electromagnetic wave, which would be like Bluetooth or cellular or something like that, and then is transmitted back. So you need to be familiar with the flowchart. Take a look at this video. It's pretty good. And then these are the topics that you're looking at. Key developments in communications, a little bit of a historical basis, and then the fundamental areas of communication. Radio and wireless, digital, and optical. When you look at the key developments to respond to your discussion on most significant technologies, note that most of the work in communications really was established prior to the information age, which is the age that you're living in now. So radio and wireless is the radio and wireless is what you refer to now as mobile communications, which is used, of course, in cell phones. It's used in, heck, even the remotes for your televisions. It's just permeated throughout our society and throughout the world now. And the smart cars that we will be talking about later on include that capability in there. So there's a lot of interesting things to learn about the wireless and the radio, how radio came along. Your assignment there is related to the FCC, the Federal Communications Commission, and the different frequencies and the spectrum. The next section that you cover is digital communications. And in your world, you're just familiar with digital because everything is digital, and analog is old school. Well, analog is the original, and you get true fidelity with analog. But you don't have the ability to compress and get as much information in there as you do with digital. So the reason being is that your brain can fill in gaps of what is supposed to be there. So with analog, you get the full thing dumped at you. With digital, you just get little pieces. It's like a movie that with some frames missing. This is your assignment for that section on the information age and safety, something that's very pertinent to all of us. Optical communication for transmission really became available during the 1980s with fiber optics networks. Optical communication is the highest quality communication that there is because you don't have the interference or the degradation of the signal that you do in wireless communications. It is more powerful also because it's in a contained sheath. As you can see through here, as you go through the unit, you'll learn more about optical. At this point, you will have learned a great deal about the different methods of communications and the history of communications. So what your assignment is a project. You're going to go down to the list below of these categories of radio and wireless, digital, optical, and also electronic components, including tubes, semiconductors, whatever. I mean, you pick it on what you want to do. And the assignment, I think, is fairly well laid out. You're going to do a PowerPoint, 6 slides minimum, and this tells you how the slides are broken out. Cover page, bibliography, so make sure you put your sources in there. And you need to cover the history, 2 slides on how it works, and 1 slide to the social and political issues. This is called a virtual dissection because you're taking a technology and you're breaking it apart into the components to understand each one of those components. And so then, of course, the last assignment will be the quiz. Please contact me if you have any questions about the Communications Technologies unit. I'll be glad to help you.